Last night's Golden Globe Awards were typically star-studded event, with the Reverend sweeping the board.
And now, your host for the evening, ladies and gentlemen, Ricky Gervais.
And the Golden Globe goes to Jennifer Lawrence. Joy.
Matt Damon, The Martian.
The Revenant.
Leonardo DiCaprio.
I want to share this award with all the First Nations people represented in this film.
Kate Winslet, Steve Jobs.
Thank you so much to the Hollywood Foreign Press. Is this really happening? Is this really happening? Okay.
Yep, it's really happening, Kate. We
so.
can go live now to LA, where showbiz reporter Jeanne Wolf has all the latest gossip from the event. Welcome, Jeanne. We'll start, actually, with obviously what's been the theme of our show so far this morning, and the news of David Bowie's death broke just after the end of the awards.
I went to some of the after parties. No one mentioned it. I don't know who knew or who didn't know it. Obviously a very busy night. I sat down, looked at my computer and absolutely screamed out loud. It was so shocking. We knew he had a new album. People were talking about him, his influence over the years, and the new album, it's called Black Star, but it's only the symbol of the star that's on the album. People talked about what great music he'd made, even his fellow musicians, people he'd worked with. And then all of a sudden, we read that he's dead. We used the word shocking too much. So we need a better one for this, because it is startling. It is, he's too vital. He's too current. It just doesn't seem real.
Well, yeah, Ricky Gervais, who was obviously hosting the night, said, "I just lost a hero, R.I.P. David Bowie." Let's talk about the winners on the night. Back to some of the good news for the people who were there. So there were some big winners. Great night for Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yes, Leonardo DiCaprio really wanted this.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's The Revenant is an extraordinary film, and it's one of those. I suppose really this is what holds him up in good stead, perhaps, for the Oscar ceremony, is that you can see that he's gone to the end and back to bring us that role.
No, he has. I mean, the amount of distress, the amount of danger that he faced, and the fact is he's so tied to the environment, and this is so meaningful to him, the story and the surroundings and what he and the director who won too, and the film won, what it means to him. And I also think that there is some element, not only of admiration for this film, but a feeling that Leonardo, because he's so popular, has not been awarded enough in the past.
Yeah, nominated five times, but never actually won it. Yeah, it's about time.
What about the Brits on the night? How did they do?
Oh, well, Kate Winslet, when she said, "Is this really happening?" she meant it. She came backstage and she said, "Jeanne, honestly, absolutely, I had no idea. I hadn't written down a single thing." As a matter of fact, she said she's been having a little neck problem, and she scheduled a massage for 9 o'clock meeting right after the ceremony. She said, "I got to cancel it because I won, and my husband will want to go dancing." and obviously, I'm going to stay and celebrate. I had seen her a few days before, and she talked to me about the fact that this is by far the most challenging role she ever took on. As a matter of fact, it scared her to play this part. She had to use an accent, and she said, "It's a woman not at all like me."
Yes, we spoke to her a little while ago about the role, and she said exactly that to us. Lady Gaga was a bit of a surprise.
Lady Gaga was not only a surprise, but she took it very seriously. She was very emotional. People sometimes think the Golden Globes are not important awards, but let me tell you, every winner tonight, you could see how emotional they were, how much it meant to them. And Lady Gaga said it took her back to acting, made her feel like she could act again, made her feel like she could face a new side of herself again.
Well, she walked down, when it was announced, she walked down to get the award and bumped into Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yes, that was a moment that will be
Wouldn't you,
played
though?
around the world. Because
Sorry.
he sort of winced. Everybody wanted to go near Leonardo DiCaprio tonight. He was the magnet of the night, which he often is. But that picture is going to last forever.
Can we talk about Denzel Washington? So cute. He couldn't quite get his acceptance speech out because he'd forgotten his glasses. There was a lovely bit of stuff with his wife.
You know, some people were critical. They said Denzel should have prepared his speech more. But you could tell he was touched. You could tell it's very unusual for someone, especially Denzel, he's pretty private, to bring his whole family on stage. And it was sweet how his wife sort of tried to remind him about the glasses. But, you know, he was very much celebrated, and I think he felt very honored tonight. And maybe that humanized him a little bit. Denzel can be funny, but he can also be a little stiff. I think in a way it served him well that he had to kind of do it off the cuff.
I think it was Jamie Foxx that offered him his specs from the audience, didn't he? He said, "Would you like to borrow mine?" But Denzel turned him down. Just finally, how did Ricky Gervais go? I mean, obviously he's always quite close to the mark. Takes no prisoners.
Yeah, he took no prisoners tonight. He pushed and pushed, and there was a lot of bleeping on this show, a lot of, you know, blanking out the sound for the audience at home, and people objected to that. I'll tell you the truth. Some people think Ricky was great. Some people think he went too far. And I'll tell you when they'll really decide. It's when the ratings of the show come in. If the audience is big, they'll say Ricky was brilliant. If the audience isn't big, they'll blame it all on Ricky.
You're so right.
Well, thank you very much indeed for joining us. A couple of the things that he said of Mel Gibson. He said, "I'd like a drink as much as the next man, unless the next man is Mel Gibson."